PacWest Magazine is brought to you in part by Hawaii Tourism Authority. Discover the beauty of the islands at GoHawaii.com. Our show comes to you from the campus of Azusa Pacific to feature one of the dominant soccer programs not only in the PacWest, but in Division II. We profile HBU's star middle blocker, who's making even a bigger difference off the volleyball court. And we reacquaint you with UH Hilo soccer coach Lance Thompson, who's back in the PacWest, but this time wearing different colors. Welcome to another edition of PacWest Magazine right here on OC 16. We're on the campus of Azusa Pacific University in Azusa, California, and soccer is in full gear. So let's go meet some of the teams that make up this competitive PacWest conference. As the PacWest soccer seasons wrap up, one school is trying to keep its tenuous hold at the top of both the men's and women's rankings. Azusa Pacific, in only its second year in the conference, is marching down the stretch in hopes of bringing home both championships, and are doing so on the strong legs of its senior leadership.
They know how each other think, they know what they're going to do, they understand their movements, and they have an understanding of what the team needs to do, which is probably the biggest piece. Their leadership back there helps the younger players adjust. With such a young team, to have some veteran leadership back there really makes a big difference for us.
It's vital. You see in the college game a lot of growth over 4 years with the guys. And so they come in when they're young players and they're just, they're not ready quite to lead. And so to have, Octai and Jamarco, and then players like Trenton and Steven, some of the other seniors, you just need that if you're going to, put on a good performance and be successful.
What makes these seniors even more impressive is their willingness to do whatever it takes for the team to win, even if that means not getting any of the glamorous stats. But the Cougars take tremendous pride in their defense. These four savvy veterans play for much more than recognition in the box score.
Stone and Ross, since their freshman year, they've been playing together. So, they know how each other think, they know what they're going to do, they understand their movements, and they have an understanding of what the team needs to do, which is probably the biggest piece. Their leadership back there, helps the younger players adjust. Get any goals, they probably care if they get, shutouts. They enjoy those, but for them, they're not worried about the glory or anything. They want to do what's best for the team, and that's their mentality. They're kind of those gutty, gritty players that will do what they need to do to help us win, and that's extremely valuable for us.
He's an experienced player, and he's been doing great for us for a number of years, and so we want to get him the ball as much as possible. And so he dictates the play, and I think he did a great job of that tonight. Jamarco's been a great leader in the back. And really controlling the center defense, winning a lot of balls, and he's a great defender, and so he's been very valuable.
There may be no better tandem in a PacWest backfield than Danielle Ross and Allie Stone. Now in their fourth year together on the pitch, the two have a sense of awareness of each other and of the opponent that has only gotten better over time.
We're lucky because we're returning 3 senior defenders. We have a freshman in goal behind us and another freshman out on the side, but we've all been playing together, so we've kind of built that pride up over time. And D-Ross and I have been fortunate enough to play for 3 full years, and going into our senior year, it's kind of like, we want shutouts, and we want to do the best we can to make sure that, we give our offense the best chance they can to win the game for us. So it's just been a process over 3 years of kind of figuring that out, but it's just kind of come to fruition. We know what each other's doing, and we kind of have an expectation that we try and keep.
I think we've been together since our freshman year, working it out every season together, and we live together now, so we're constantly together. And it's honestly something that we've been working on. Like every day in practice, we're constantly working on our chemistry together as a unit, and it shows in the game.
Like I said, it's been 3 years, so it didn't used to look like that, but we're fortunate that we've kind of worked through those kinks, and I feel like I'm kind of in their minds and they're in my mind, and we communicate a lot, and so just that communication and kind of knowing where each other's going to be, we just have that kind of flow.
I'm here for the girls. I'm here for people like Stone. I play for them. That's what fires me up, is when I see people like Alex and Amanda scoring goals. Like, that pumps me up. That inspires me to keep playing hard and to get a shutout for them.
The Cougar men are capable of lighting up the scoreboard. with formidable strikers that match up with anyone else in the PacWest. But like the women's team, the men depend on a solid pair of elder statesmen, Jamarco Washington and Octai Baloo, selfless leaders that put the team first.
I've been here now for 4 years, and there's a lot of younger guys. I'm the oldest, I'm 25. Sometimes I feel really old. I get some gray hairs and they always make fun of me too. But yeah, I'm trying to help, especially on the field, like simple stuff, you know, like passes. Sometimes we're playing a little bit too slow, and there's just so many things in soccer where we can improve. Also me, I'm not just talking about all the players, I'm talking about myself too. But I'm trying to help wherever I can and trying to be a good leader. But it's not just all about soccer. There's also life off the field, and that's also important.
I don't know, I really like playing defense because it really is the best offense. Being able to start the counterattack, start the break, keeping a clean sheet's a difficult thing to do, and I think it's a little more rewarding than scoring goals. Although scoring goals is great. Everyone knows that, it's great. But yeah, it's not a glamour position, but I mean, someone's got to do it, and I enjoy it.
I love Jamarco, that's all I can say about him. He's such a great character, and always laughing, you know, just when I see him in the locker rooms or outside soccer, he just makes me smile, and yeah, he's just a great character.
As a senior, I didn't realize like how much your desires like really change to win every game, to constantly play every game like you want to win it. And yeah, I've definitely, especially since I've been playing more as a senior, I've noticed that, yeah, I get a little bit more motivation, a little bit more kick, a little bit extra, like, I mean, tonight being sick, being able to go out there and still play.
What's clearly evident on both the men's and women's side is the strength of the PacWest. Parity has never been higher, and the Cougars know the road to their conference championships will not be a smooth one, especially now with the move to the NCAA.
It's going to take a lot. You know, there's a lot of great teams. You've got tough games at home, tough games on the road. And so, you know, you're going to have to put together a pretty special run to win the conference and probably have a few things go your way during the season.
I'd say coming out of NAIA GSAC was probably one of the better NAIA conferences. And so there's high expectations for sure. In this conference, it's been all the teams could compete in the same conference that we were in and have a good chance. I mean, Academy of Arts beat us last year, and we went up there and had a tough road trip and beat them 1-0 this year. So every team, no matter the standings, can be a good game, a really good game.
We have to play constantly well. Big games against the teams that are under the first three. We have to win those games. Last year we were struggling. We won all the other games, but then the big games we lost them. And I think I'm actually really excited to play the big games this year and to see how and if we improved. So, and I'm optimistic.
Travel and all that kind of stuff last year was all a little different facilities, different teams, different systems that we're playing against. So I feel like we've got a better understanding of what that all looks like now. You know, it helps me in planning, you know, strategy for games and preparing the girls for games. You know, the PacWest is tough, and we know we've got to be at our best in order to have a chance to win the conference. That's certainly something we're trying to do.
We're kind of showing it right now. We just have to come out every game ready to play. Yeah, last year was our first year in the conference, and I think it was interesting to figure out what that level is like, but I think we're ready for it, and we realize that it's physical and it's tough, and you have to bring your A game every single game, but we're ready to do that, and we're having fun with it, so I think that's what it takes.
It's hard work. It's honestly, you have to come out every day, focus and practice with that goal in mind of winning a PacWest championship. So we come out with that mentality every day to work hard. And it's on and off the field, hanging out with each other off the field for chemistry and working hard on the field for each other.
Check out the latest standings at thepacwest.com to see who's closest to wearing the coveted crown. It's another exciting race to the finish for the conference trophy in the PacWest.
I chose Division II because athletes graduate at a higher rate.
I can stay closer to home
and be an important part of the community.
I chose Division II because I can double major.
And take part in campus activities.
I chose Division II because classrooms are smaller.
Students have more time with their instructors.
And I can compete for a national championship.
I chose Division II for all these reasons and more.
I chose
Division II.
Imagine collaborating with a diverse group of people from different backgrounds who all share common values. A place where giving back to the community is not only encouraged, but expected. Where your professor is not just a teacher, but a mentor. Imagine a place where individual leadership is prized. Imagine Chaminade University.
Now, that tells us what this school is being built for which it's being built. And from this school, I'll tell you,
from this school
will go men and women.
Will go men and women.
Whose influence will be felt.
Whose influence will be felt.
For good.
For good towards the establishment.
Towards the establishment.
Of Peace International.
Of peace.
Of peace. Of peace.
Of Peace International.
12 points. 12 points. Apply what we do in practice. That half is over. It's done. And in this half, we have to outplay them. Plain and simple. I know what all of you are capable of. I believe in each and every one of you. Now let's go out there and make this our masterpiece.
Welcome back to PacWest Magazine from the campus of Azusa Pacific University in Southern California. The PacWest is 13 schools in 3 beautiful states, and our Commissioner Bob Hogue is always on one of those awesome campuses. So let's go check in with the commish right now.
This has been an exciting year for Hawaii Pacific University's women's volleyball star, Christina Fuhrer. The junior middle blocker has had some thrilling moments on the court and off. This fall, she participated in some of the Sea Warriors' biggest wins, while at the same time representing the PacWest as our National SAC representative this past summer. SAC stands for Student Athlete Advisory Committee, and it means that Christina, as the conference national rep, is one of the strong student leader voices from around NCAA Division II.
So I represent the Pacific West Conference. We discuss legislation and other things within our own conferences and take them to the national level, and we all share ideas and discuss legislation. Meeting all the other reps, we're so much alike in our values and how we all love Division II, and so we kind of bonded over that.
Christina's mentors at Hawaii Pacific are HPU faculty athletic rep Barb Hannum, who oversees SAC at the school, and head basketball coach and outgoing athletic director Darren Vorderbrugge.
She's done a great job of inspiring other student athletes to support other teams. That's one thing I've noticed about Christina, is that you see her at other events, at soccer and basketball, and that rubs off on other student athletes, and I think that's helped us develop that ohana, that family feeling at HPU of supporting each other.
Christina was always involved, believe me. She came on board as a freshman and just wanted to get involved with SAC, and not just student athlete issues, but also student body issues. You'd see her buzzing around all over campus and up and down 4th Street Mall and at games, of course, of all sports. But I've noticed that since she had the opportunity to go not just to the national level SAC Summit, but also our conference retreat, she came back with, I think, probably stronger leadership skills, a lot more ideas certainly for building the kind of camaraderie and collaboration that we need with all of the student athletes. She's got a magnetic personality, so at a meeting she's able to sort of get everybody all together to talk about different topics. But on the same hand, she's sort of low-key about it. She's not forceful or in anybody's face, so student athletes really respond to her. Faculty respond to her, coaches respond to her, and I just think she's a very motivating leader, and that's been a very good thing for not just HPU, but also our conference.
Christina came to Hawaii Pacific from the Midwest. She grew up in St. Louis, Missouri, nearly 4,000 miles away from the Hawaiian Islands. She was originally a nursing major, but has decided to switch so that she could eventually become a physician's assistant.
Coming to HPU, I decided to do nursing, but this past semester I changed to the pre-med major. And so after getting my undergrad in biology, I'll then go on to physician assistant school. It ended up being everything fit my criteria. It was a good distance from home. It was Division II. They had my major. It's Hawaii.
SAC members take part in a number of community service projects, and this past year, HPU had a great effort in that department, being named one of the 2 recipients of the PacWest Community Engagement Award. Christina is very proud of HPU SAC, as well as what the student-led organization is doing on a national basis.
I love the balance because going into it, I knew I wanted to be focused on school and I knew I wanted to play volleyball. They're both my passions. So I felt Division II, I could do them both and could spend equal amount of time on both of them instead of too much focus on volleyball or too much focus on school. With Division II, I focus on both.
Christina Fuhrer of Hawaii Pacific University shows us that the future is bright with student leaders of tomorrow all around the PacWest.
We exist in a place rich with promise, where ideas ignite the spirit of learning, where our trustworthy methods are validated by respected results. It's a place where we practice integrity and encourage the development of ethical perspectives, where creativity burns brightly and expressions of hearts, minds, and souls are nurtured, where we view challenges through the lens of opportunity and daily circumstances through the eyes of faith. It's where the potential for excellence has no limitations, and each new day begins with hope. Fresno Pacific University, empowering leaders, transforming lives.
I want tradition.
Access to what I need.
Great professors. Sports I love.
A smaller feel. To be more marketable.
To make a difference. To excel.
To be noticed.
Notre Dame de Namur University, opening doors and engaging minds since 1851.
I want guidance.
Inspiration.
A real community.
My bachelor's.
My master's.
To finish my degree. On time.
Notre Dame de Namur University. Explore, engage, excel.
I believe in today's society, you really got to keep up with the curve.
No one else is slowing down, and the competition doesn't give in.
Trust me, decisions don't make themselves.
Decisions don't make themselves. Decisions don't make themselves.
Confidence comes from mentors, people of faith who believe in your strength and wisdom. Point Loma Nazarene University Graduate Studies. Confidence for a complex world.
You're watching PacWest Magazine right here on OC16. This is the official TV show of the Pacific West Conference of NCAA Division II. Let's go check out one of the great schools of the PacWest.
If the coach for the University of Hawaii at Hilo looks familiar to PacWest soccer fans, it's because he is. Lance Thompson, who guided Notre Dame de Namur to soccer titles in the early days of PacWest soccer 5 to 7 years ago, is back again on the conference sidelines. Now as the director of soccer and head coach of both the women's and men's programs at Hilo.
Back in the PacWest, the landscape has changed dramatically. I want to say there were 6 universities back in 08 when I was last here at Notre Dame de Namur, and now we're up to 12. Yeah, and I'm familiar with most of them. Azusa Pacific, Point Loma Nazarene, Fresno Pacific, Cal Baptist. All great programs, great histories in the NAIA, and it's changed, but I'm glad to be back for sure.
Thompson is coaching both squads at Hilo, and both teams have made significant improvement this year in the PacWest standings. The Hilo women's team in particular has been one of the most pleasant surprises of the season. Despite a trio of losses on this road trip to Southern California this fall, Thompson's Vulcan women's team also scored some huge upsets during his first campaign and climbed into the top 5 of the regional rankings for the first time ever. Thompson says he's enjoying coaching both squads.
Yeah, I'm excited to be doing that again. I kind of missed that for a while. Each group brings a different element. It's, you know, I think being a parent helps. As I have a son and a couple daughters. But, you know, it's 2 different teams, it's 2 different programs, and I have great assistant coaches kind of assist me with that. It's fun, you know. I love doing this, and it's great to kind of be engaged and interact with both groups of student athletes.
Thompson's experience is very evident on the sidelines. He manages his teams very well. He keeps himself and his teams under control.
I try to remain professional and have a professional sideline demeanor. I think if you saw me 18 years ago when I first started in college, I was probably talking too much. But, you know, I've matured, I've grown. I think the officials appreciate that. I think our student athletes appreciate that. And it makes for a more enjoyable and, you know, experience for everybody. So there's some things that are out of my control. And so we always talk about controlling the controllables. You know, our effort would be one.
Thompson says the lure of the University of Hawaii at Hilo job was a chance to live in the islands. His family has ties to Hawaii, and he's thrilled to be living in paradise.
The family is super happy to be back in Hawaii. You know, I have my mother-in-law, father-in-law there. My wife is obviously from there and great ties there. So it was a great opportunity when Dexter Irwin, the athletic director, called me up and spoke to me about the position. So we were real excited to get the family back. And you know, it's all about Ohana, and that's kind of how my wife and I have been raising our kids. And so it's great to be able to do it in that environment.
One of the challenges of coaching at Hilo is that every road game means a plane trip. The Vulcans have one of the toughest road schedules of any team in America, whether they are playing on Oahu or on the mainland. But Thompson puts a positive spin on that, as he does just about everything else.
Oh, isn't that crazy? Every road trip for us is on an airplane. So that's been different for me. And to kind of go through this experience from the other side, it's a different experience. I talked to another athletic director recently, and he was getting my perspective on it since I've done it now from both sides. You know, when the teams from the Bay Area or Southern California go to Hawaii, they're kind of stationed in one spot and can kind of get around, and then they got to make that quick trip to us and then get back. That's not the case for us. We San Diego, you know, Cal Baptist, Azusa, and now we're off to Dixie State tomorrow. So it presents challenges. However, what a great experience for these student athletes, you know, and this has got to be, you know, one of the most exciting conferences to be a student athlete in, with the travel that's involved. So they're adapting well with it, I believe. They're over there laughing, taking pictures now. So, you know, it's a unique experience. It's kind of a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and I'm glad that I can be a part of that experience for them.
Lance Thompson of Hawaii Hilo. We're glad one of the West's top coaches is back where he belongs, in the PacWest.
What we do at Holy Names University is to bring together athletics and academics so we can produce scholar athletes in a perfect setting. We prepare student athletes and all our students to be global leaders in a very diverse society. And that's why we think there's a perfect match between Holy Names University and the NCAA. Go Hawks!
CBU Campus Life is unparalleled, featuring world-class athletics, fantastic food, lasting friendships, and life-changing ministries. CBU is not just an education, it's an experience. Why don't you join us at CBU? Live your purpose.
It doesn't look like your average university, because it isn't. Just 12 miles from San Francisco is an urban oasis where students go beyond the classroom, helping businesses become sustainable, fighting breast cancer, athletes who excel and serve the community. And here, you don't just study history, you help make it.
Thanks for joining us for another episode of PacWest Magazine right here on OC 16 from the campus of Azusa Pacific University in Southern California. To learn more about the PacWest, why don't you find us on the web at thepacwest.com. There you can also like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, which features PacWest TV. For the Commissioner Bob Hogue, I'm Wayne Coito. I'll see you next time on PacWest Magazine. PacWest Magazine is brought to you in part by Hawaii Tourism Authority. Discover the beauty of the islands at GoHawaii.com.